Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to talk about grades of red cherry shrimp. Now before I start, what do you mean by grades or grading of cherry shrimp? Grading actually means the intensity of the coloration in the cherry shrimp. So in red cherry shrimps, in case of red cherry shrimps, higher grade means the red cherry shrimp has more intense red coloration and lower grade means it has less intense red coloration. Okay. Also, higher grade red cherry shrimps are much more costlier, harder to keep, harder to breed, and generally the higher the grade is, um, the shrimp will be more suitable for advanced keepers, for higher grades. So if you're a beginner, like if you're just starting with shrimp keeping, then I will suggest you start with kind of lower grade shrimps because they are much easier to keep. They are much more cheap than the higher grade shrimps. Also, they are very easy to breed. Now once you have you wet your toes a bit, and after a few years, after you have gained some experience, then you can start with higher grade shrimps. Okay, so now let's start with the grading. There are in general 5 to 6 grades of red cherry shrimps available. The higher the grade, the more, as I have said, the more expensive it will be, and the more rare it will be, because you won't find the highest grade red cherry shrimps available in most pet stores. So you will have to get them from experienced breeders or exotic breeders and all. Okay. So let's start with the first grade, and that is low grade shrimp, red cherry shrimp. Now you can understand from the name, like this is a low grade cherry shrimp because it has very less red coloration on the body. The body is mostly filled with transparent patches and a little bit of red coloration. Many shrimp keepers start with this grade because they are mostly available in the pet stores. They are also very cheap and they are easy to breed. The next grade is Sakura grade. Now Sakura grade has a bit more red coloration on the body compared to the low grade. Also, it has less transparent patches. However, the legs are still transparent in Sakura grade. In the next grade, which is called higher grade Sakura, in that case, higher grade Sakura red cherry shrimps has more red patches or more intense red coloration, less transparent patches, and the legs will also be red in color. In most pet stores, the Sakura grade and the higher quality Sakura grade are merged into one category. However, according to most grading sources, these two are considered different grades. Okay, and the higher grade Sakura will cost you actually more than the Sakura grade, as I have told before. So you will have to spend that much money, or you will have to be prepared to spend more money if you want to get the higher grade Sakura. Next comes the fire red shrimp or fire red cherry shrimp. In case of fire red cherry shrimp, the red color is very intense, and it is so intense that you might face a difficult time to spot the saddle and eggs in the female fire red shrimps. You will see no transparent blotches or patches in their body. Even the legs are evenly red colored in case of fire red shrimp. Also, these shrimps will cost you around $3.5 to $6 a piece, so they can get quite expensive. Next comes the painted fire red grade. An interesting story, like from which this name came from, is these shrimps are so red, so intensely red, that it feels like someone has painted a deep red color over their body. So you can guess how red these shrimps are, and the saddle and eggs will be completely invisible in case of painted fire red grade. However, you might spot the eggs if you place the shrimp in front of a backlight. Then in that case you might see the eggs, but in regular viewing you will not see the eggs or saddle. They are that deeply red colored. Also, these shrimps might cost you around $5 to $8 per piece. It can be more than that or less than that, depending on the time of the year, the availability, and all of that factors. But these shrimps are generally much more costlier than a regular red cherry shrimp. Next comes the Bloody Mary grade. This grade is very rare, and the name Bloody Mary comes from the fact that these shrimps are so red that it actually resembles blood. of human body. So from that the name came Bloody Mary. Another interesting fact about these shrimps is the nose or rostrum is actually shorter than other grades, like shorter than, you can say, painted fire red shrimps. This is one interesting physical aspect of Bloody Mary. Also, if you trace back the line of Bloody Mary grade, you will find that these shrimps were first bred from chocolate shrimps. So this is a quite interesting fact, like the father of the Bloody Mary grade is actually chocolate shrimp. Lastly comes the grade called Kanoko. It is a very rare grade, and in most sources you will not find Kanoko as one of the grades for cherry shrimps, because it has been recently added and considered as a grade. And the Kanoko grade is the darkest, is the most intense red coloration cherry shrimp you will ever see. The word Kanoko means deer. There is an interesting story behind the name. You know, deers have black spots all over their body. So like a deer, these Kanoko shrimps also have black spots over deep red coloration all over their body. So that's why they are called Kanoko shrimps. They are very rare to find. In fact, you might even not find one in your state wherever you are living. So if you want to, keep these shrimps, you will have to look around it for a bit. And if you find one, if you are that lucky, you will have to take very good care of them. So these are all the grades of the red cherry shrimp. Before I leave this video, I want to talk about another thing. You might get confused in terms of male versus female red cherry shrimps when you are, trying to find out the grade. Generally, females are larger in size, have more red coloration and an intense coloration. So if you are considering, Sakura grade female red cherry shrimp and Sakura grade male red cherry shrimp, the female will tend to have a more intense coloration than the male. So you will have to keep that in mind when you are trying to figure out the grade of your cherry shrimp. And that's all for it today. I hope you have found today's video helpful. Till then, take care.